turn the music down just a touch. How is everyone doing today? It's good to be back in the kitchen. Good to see some of the people that we didn't see yesterday that were busy working. Hi Bonk, hi Kimmers. We got Yet It Is in here. Hi Michael as well. Dude, I hope you enjoy your pizza today. That sounds so delicious. I'm kind of jealous. That was like always one of my go-tos for cheat meal too. Just crush an entire pizza. Oh, the days when I could do that. Amazing. Best way to start the stream. Thank you so much, Gearbox Man, for the 26 months in a row, friend. Over that 2-year mark. They say, thanks for all the great videos. I've been researching equipment and recipes. Oh, really? Sweet. Let us know if you need any help with any of that stuff, okay? Thanks for being here, man. All right, guys. We're not starting anything yet. Bob, you made it too. I hope everyone had a good week. We didn't work too hard. Thank you, Bob, for the 35 months. We're almost at 3 years with you. Nutso. That's so exciting. I can't believe like where all the years went. We had some really long-term resubs yesterday, like 52, 53, and 51 months. Such a good feeling, guys. And yeah, I can't believe how many things we've cooked over the years. It's actually kind of blows my mind sometimes when I still make the menu every week. And we still have not really like run out of things to make. I guess today though, this is something that we've made before. But like if you really like something, it's okay to make it more than once. I had a good morning. I went to the farmer's market today to pick up a bunch of fresh veggies for our Greek salad, as well as the potatoes for today as well. Just because, yeah, the prices at the farmer's market now are pretty much on par or even less expensive than what our grocery store prices are now, which is insane. So at the one place, we'll kind of do a little show off. I haven't really unpacked anything yet. The one place I got these beautiful vine tomatoes, this massive bag of mixed peppers. Hi Blondie, how are you doing, dude? Welcome in. This huge bag of baby cucumbers. And then also a bag of basil. And I got all of that for $20. They have like a thing where you do like 4 bags for $20, or you can do like 6 smaller kind of variety bags for $22. And then I got some really nice little potatoes from the one organic farm. I thought these would be so yummy for our dish today. So that was good. I was home by 8:30. You have to go like super early there because there's like literally maybe 15 parking spots total around the market. So yeah, I go literally right when it opens so I don't have to stress about parking because yeah, that's not very fun. And it was very successful. Yeah, what a haul, hey? High powdered toast, man. They are huge peppers. Yeah, everything looks so good. I'm very excited. And I was also eyeing up, there was a place that was like selling a bunch of little herb seedlings for $5 each. Holy, I had to like whisk myself out of there so I didn't buy all the herbs because we just, on yesterday's stream, we finished our bit goal for the Arrow Garden seedlings. So I'll get Samo to order those up whenever maybe the next Twitch paycheck and the fundage comes in for that. And then you guys can see I put a new goal up. I'm not sure if anyone was around last weekend on Sunday's stream, but we explored the river valley. We did an IRL stream here in the city with my best friend, and we like discovered the Edmonton riverboat that operates in the summer. And everyone wanted us to go for a ride on it, but you have to book tickets and stuff like that. So I looked it up. The tickets are like $45 per person, and it's about like a 3-hour journey. So you get on the boat, it says, and then you depart an hour after you get on the boat. and then it's about an hour and a half ride on the river, and then you come back for like the last 30 minutes to unload. But apparently if you go like on the early sailing around lunchtime, I think it's like 11 to 2 or 10 to 2, something like that, they serve burgers on the thing fresh off the grill. So I added like a little bit more to our goal for that so we could have maybe some burgers on the boat together. Your screen froze while the computer was booting? No! That was like me yesterday. I went to set up my stream and like I don't know what happened to my mixer, but it just like blasted static through the speakers. It was terrifying. It was so scary. Okay, let's get into today's stream. We are cooking some savory stuff. We're gonna make a dessert like we always do on Saturdays, and we have 4 awesome recipes to use with this. And I will say we did marinate the pork souvlaki on yesterday's stream while we were waiting for our soup to finish simmering. So that is gonna be so delicious today. I also have my little cast iron grill pan. I'm just doing a quick little re-season on it in the oven because I haven't used it in honestly years. So we are going to skewer our souvlaki bites and just do like an inside little grill. Obviously it's not gonna give us the proper charred flavor that charcoal or wood would give us, but close enough. I'm not starting the grill with myself alone here. The roommate left this morning to go back up to work. That was so dang quick. So yeah, it's just me until Samo comes home on the 27th. That's it, guys. We're all alone. Let's make a little listeroo and then away we go. What's everyone else getting up to today? My plan for after a stream, I think I'm just gonna like have a nap. I've been having a crazy sleep schedule with Samo being on nights because I try to like wake up before he goes to bed. And then I stay up a little late until he like has internet to be able to like FaceTime me for a couple minutes every day. 6 hours of sleep per night will catch up to you quick. Okay, let me pop up all these recipes. And so I think as always, we will start with our sweet dessert today, our scones. And actually Sam was the one that told me to make scones this weekend. I was like, I don't know what to make for dessert. I was like all out of ideas. He's like, make scones. And then I found this really good recipe from this sourdough baking website that I really like. So we're gonna do chocolate coconut sourdough scones. Sounds so good. You're having dinner with a friend out at Full of Life Flatbread and then a mini concert kind of thing at a local bar. That sounds awesome, Bonk. Have you been to this flatbread place before? Okay, so let's do our scones. For the sourdough portion of the scones, you can either use discard or active starter. Totally doesn't matter, she said. Hi, Dave. We're doing good, dude. How are you? How's it going? I'm happy to report that I have 5 heads of lettuce growing in the living room right now, as well as 3 green onions sprouting back up. You've been there several times, Bonk. It's become too well known. Oh, I hate when that happens. That's why I often say, like, if you find a good spot, don't tell anyone about it. Keep it a secret for as long as you can. Okay, after we do our scones, I think we will skewer the souvlaki, get that done, just so it can maybe like warm up a little bit too, so it cooks more evenly on the grill pan. And also, one important thing to note with these skewers, I haven't used them in a while, but if you're gonna use bamboo skewers, it's really important that you soak them in cold water for, let's say, about an hour or so before you plan to obviously skewer stuff onto them. And what that will do is help them from like splintering, let's say. As well, if you were going to actually cook this over the grill or over fire, the skewer could potentially like burn, right? So once you soak it in the water, it makes it not burn up as quickly too. So all good things to do that. So I'm honestly just going to grab a container right now and get those soaking so we don't forget. And yeah, I broke out the shorts today, guys. It's so nice though. It's like finally feels like summer here. You did a good thing today, Dave. Your nephew got a bearded dragon, hasn't been looking after it too good. His parents don't have the time to take care of it either. So you adopted it? Sweet! An 18-month-old bearded dragon. And 8 to 10 years left. You didn't have enough with the twins, hey? You had to adopt a new pet. I love it, dude. That's so exciting. I think those are so cool. I had a few friends that had them, and I was always like so intrigued by the bearded dragons. What? That place showed up in magazines, Bonk? Do you have a flatbread that you always get from there? Okay, so this is all I did. It's okay if maybe this part sticks out, and then we'll just flip it about halfway through. Hi, Scooter. How's your Saturday? Good to see you. It's pretty calm outside right now here, I will say. We have, what is it, game number 4 of the Stanley Cup playoffs here tonight. I think everyone's like resting up until 6 p.m. It's gonna get crazy. Okay, after we skewer the souvlaki, why don't we prep the lemon potatoes? So that'll be our one thing that goes in the oven for our savory stuff. And then, yeah, I was saying before the stream started, I totally forgot to grab the Kalamata olives for the Greek salad today. I'm so sad. That's the only thing I forgot, though. You're a punisher for animals. Same here. Literally, if I could adopt like every dog and cat that needs to get adopted, I so would. I'm really obsessed with animals. Okay, Greek salad. After we get the potatoes done, and I think that's like pretty much it, guys. I did put tzatziki on the list, or tzatziki, however you say it. Let me just check my sour cream real quick. We're still viable. We'll make some tzatziki, because yeah, you can't really have souvlaki without having tzatziki to dip into. So we'll make the tzatziki while the potatoes are cooking and while the skewers are cooking on the stovetop. I think that sounds perfect, guys. That's it though. That's a pretty simple list for the day. And yeah, I've cooked Greek food quite a bit in my life, so it probably won't take us too long to prep all of this. Like when you know what you're doing already, right? You can just kind of zoom through it. I'm gonna click on this really quick, Bonk, to look at what you linked here. You get the mushroom caramelized onion. Yum. What kind of cheese do they put on it? Cookie, how are you today? Happy Saturday. Ooh, that does look good, that place. Let me look at this. The weekend menu. Nice. So they do like a rotating menu then, hey? Peach kombucha with ginger and white rosé. Yes, please. Ugh. Skirt steak marinated in whey. Don't mind me as I just like drool over this menu. Yum. Mortadella, lemon, and pistachio flatbread. I gotta close this. I'm getting obsessed. We We gotta come down and eat there, I guess. Nice, they do nitrate-free pepperoni and peppers. I would totally, like, go with a group or just order a bunch of things to try. Oh my goodness, like, how do you even decide? How do you even decide? That's crazy. Okay, let me open up this scones recipe and we'll get into it. Chocolate coconut sourdough scones. She says, fluffy, crumbly, and sweet, these chocolate and coconut sourdough scones are the most delicious, decadent breakfast. We're meal prepping breakfast for the next week. She says long ferment them or bake them right away, which I totally loved about this recipe. So you could make it, let it sit overnight, and then just roll it out and bake it the next day, or you can just make it fresh and bake it. Easy. And that's actually what she says. She says it's coming up to this season where baking in the kitchen becomes a bit more challenging. Summers in Missouri can be pretty warm. Standing in a warm kitchen with a hot oven tends to happen less and less. She says, so I'm milking these cool weather days and baking as much as possible as long as I can stand it. That sounds perfect. I know today is supposed to be warm, but then I think tomorrow we drop in temperature and it's supposed to be kind of rainy and chilly. A couple of tips. She says the trick is to make sure your butter is very, very cold. If you're unsure if it's cold enough, you could always put it in the freezer. I'm just gonna turn the oven off because I can smell the cast iron is seasoned already, so we'll just let that cool. No, you shouldn't be sorry, Bonk. I love reading menus like that. It just like takes me back to when I worked in restaurants and had to come up with menus from the seasonal ingredients. It's so much fun. Okay, she says keep your cream and eggs in the fridge until they're ready to use later in the recipe. And then tossing your either chopped chocolate, or I'm just gonna use chocolate chips today, in a little bit of flour will prevent the chocolate from sinking to the bottom of the scone. I have never heard of that. And that is one thing that I hate that happens, even in muffins, right? Like blueberry muffins or blueberry scones, it always just sinks to the bottom. So like your top bite has none of the fruit or chocolate inside of it. So if we coat it in a little bit of flour, it will stay all throughout the scone. I love that. And then you could also make these dairy-free, which I also liked for this recipe. Instead of using whipping cream, you could just use coconut cream instead. You'd get an even better coconut flavor. Okay, let me scroll now to all of our ingredients that we need. And I'm just gonna cut these scones. I see that she cuts them into little rounds, but we're just gonna make triangles, I think, today. She says prep time 15 minutes, cook time 20 minutes, total time around 35, and we should get 12 scones, which is quite a bit. I will say the recipe seems quite large. It's like 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. But I think that I'll just maybe freeze half of the batch if it ends up being too much, and then take them out when I'm ready to eat it again. So one nice thing about making scones or even biscuits is you can pretty much make it all in one bowl, and you don't need a stand mixer or anything fancy like that. This is also, maybe we can say more of like a pastry that's not super, super sweet compared to an actual like sweet dessert full on. Yeah, scones are your favorite thing to make for breakfast on the weekend? Would you make these ones or a different variety? Hi, Weasel. How's it going? Good to see you. Okay, I need flour, shredded coconut, baking powder, sea salt, and our chocolate for the dry ingredients. Hi, Teddy, as well. Welcome in, friends. We are just getting started. Whoa, that looks so dang dark on the camera. I could turn it up a little bit. It's not like blinding me in the face. Okay, so this is the bowl I always use to make scones or biscuits or even pie crust because it's wide, so you can fit a lot of stuff in it, but it's also shallow, so you don't have to like reach in over this big bowl with your hands because your arms will get sore. I'm just gonna give this a wipe. The bottom of the metal bowl like left a little metal film on this. And so we always start with all of the dry ingredients in the bowl first, and then usually we flake the butter into that, and then from there we add the wet ingredients to bring the dough together. You just make standard scones. Typically they're either chocolate chip or cranberry and lemon, and then one of my absolute favorites is raspberry white chocolate. Blue Boo, can you eat pie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I mean, you can really do anything in life, but whether you should or not for an extended period of time, I mean, your body will let you know. Cinnamon raisin is good too. Yes. Pie is an anytime meal. It is true though. One benefit of being an adult, you don't really have to like follow the breakfast, lunch, and dinner thing. Some pies are healthier than others too, right? Yeah, raspberry white chocolate. I first discovered that actually at the place where Sam and myself met working together. The bakery would make those scones. I had to stay away from the bakery cart, let's just say that. Okay, baking powder. I got the salt here. I just need coconut. And the chocolate. Is there... I was gonna say, is there any sugar in this? But all she uses for sugar is just 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, so I don't even need this white sugar. Would you call quiche a breakfast pie? I mean, I would, because that totally makes sense. Bonk says it's more of a custard tart. Well, I suppose that... yeah, most pies have a topping on them, though. It's usually only like the kind of fruit crumble pies where you don't put that top crust on. Boom. Coconutties. What pie is best for dinner? Probably, what can we say, chat? Chicken pot pie was my answer. Shepherd's pie, yes! Even though it's not like technically pie. Okay, I need to just move this over. So 3 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. This is gonna be so many scones. I love it. Grab our measuring spoons and cups. Even though it's called pie. And I also can say I've never seen a shepherd's pie or cottage pie made with an actual crust. Gaffle bitters. Pizza pie. I'm sold. I'm in. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That's like my whole bin of flour. What the heck? And we're doing 3/4. Perfect. Scones for a month here. Empanadas are hand pies. I like it. You could get really creative with it. Okay, let me just make sure I do all this right. Okay, she says take the chocolate, just toss it in a little bit of flour first. 8 ounces. 8 ounces of chocolate. Let's get the scale. That's half a pound. That's so good though. No shortage on the chocolate, guys. Cornish. It's not Cornish pasty, it's Cornish pasty. But those are so good. You are right. Mickey would know maybe. Hi, Mickey. And hi, LoJack, too. Good one, Gaffle Bitters. I should have said that, too, because that is like a family recipe for me. Tortillere. French meat pie. French spiced meat pie. You like sausage pie? Yeah, pasty. Cornish pasty. Hey, 8 ounces of chocolate. I had those. Pretty sure I got like 3 Cornish pasties when I was in Newquay. I went there to learn how to surf better. It's a little surfing town in the UK. So good. Just had steak put in with chips gravy from the chippy tonight. Yes, please. I'm cooking steak tonight for myself. I can't wait. I'm just gonna take a little bit of this flour, guys, because it's going right back in here, right? So I just said a couple tablespoons and then mix it up. And that will keep your chocolate chips all throughout the scones, not just the bottom. I don't know if we'll need the scale again, so let's put it to the side for now. Yeah, sorry, I should have said French Canadian, not just French meat pie. You go to Newquay for holidays? Dude, it was so beautiful there. I just stayed in a hostel, like, right on the ocean. And then we just walked to the beach every day with the surfboards in the wetsuit. But holy, I got destroyed. Like, I was so sore after learning how to surf better. Like, the couple of times it was a little bit stormy too, but we did it anyways. Life is short, right? You live 3-hour drive? I forget how I got there. I'm pretty sure I just took the train. Maybe from Brighton, actually, I took the train. Okay, what's next? Let's do... I think the coconut. Yep, coconut baking powder, salt next. And then we will go with the butter into this. That's cool that you flake the butter in with the coconut too. Half a cup. It says unsweetened shredded coconut. So we're controlling the sugar in the recipe. Suet is for birds. Well, yeah, it's just made from tallow, right? Like, I'm pretty sure we could eat the bird suet. It always actually smelled so good, the berry one that I would get. I never tried it, though. Okay, 2 tablespoons of baking powder. So this is gonna help the scones leaven. Exactly, we eat nuts and seeds, so do birds. Usually they call it the leaf fat, what suet is from, and that's like the cleanest fat from the animal, usually around like the stomach and the organs. Not like what we trim off of the outside of muscles and stuff like that. Okay, so 3 teaspoons of sea salt, which is actually just 1 tablespoon. If we want to make our life easier. It seems like a lot of salt, but this is going to be a lot of scones, so don't skimp on that. Okay, that's it for now. We'll just put the chocolate here. Next up, we will get our butter. 1 cup of cold butter cut into small cubes. And yeah, the smaller you cut the butter, the easier it will be to flake it into the dry ingredients. You always tweet on Twitter, Mickey. You're not bad at jokes. I don't even really use Twitter anymore. Like, I should probably just delete my account. Like, someone could have for sure hacked it. I wouldn't even know. Oops. Okay, so 1 cup is just half of a pound of butter. You've not used it for ages? Yeah, it used to be like my favorite thing ever. It got pretty popular during the pandemic times. But yeah, the last few years, I don't really touch it. Hi, Wilson. How's your weekend going? I always cut the butter on the paper. Otherwise, it sticks on the wooden cutting board, and I hate picking it off. So we did our slices. Now we'll go through more. Some people will freeze their butter and then use like a cheese grater to grate it fine. I've never done that though. Finish this one. Something tells me this butter's not very good, because why is it sticking to my knife like this so bad? Usually that tells me there's a bunch of water in it. It's not just like pure fat. You're pretty hot over there. You're being lazy. Yeah, it's a pretty nice warm day here. And finally, we have a nice day where it's not just like insanely windy. Lately, like every day that we've had blue sky, the wind's been about 40 kilometers an hour. So it's not very nice to be outside when it's like that. Today though, oof, perfection. Bonk told us what he's eating today. Same with Mickey. What's everyone else putting into their bellies? Are you cooking? Are you going out? Okay, I'm gonna rinse this knife, guys, really quick. And my hands. And then first we'll mix up the dry ingredients before we put the butter in. You just ordered it in? It's okay to be lazy. I think we all need at least one day of the week where we really don't do too much. Move that over a sec. And then with the amount of butter in the scones, I mean, that's what's gonna make the pastry more expensive, right? Anything that has butter in it, always just gonna be a bit more pricey. But for good measure though. It's a lot more expensive than margarine, what some people will try to use to cut the cost, but then you can taste it, I always find. That looks good. Actually just put the spatula with our chocolate for now, I think. Might just do some fresh tomatoes, burrata, English cucumbers. Have some smoked salmon with that. Yeah, when it's super hot, you don't really want to cook. I love just making like snack plates, I call them, in the summer. That was also my plan for these next couple of weeks coming up. That's why I got all the veggies from the farmer's market. Make lots of Yummy salads. Yeah, snack board time. Are you going to make one, Bonk? You had roast beast. Yum. Beef vegetable soup with the leftover roast. Or my favorite, beef and barley vegetable. Okay, so now we're gonna toss up all the butter. Get it all coated with the flour so it doesn't stick to our hands. You didn't get any fixins for the snack board. Maybe for next weekend then. But yeah, I did really good this week. I like crushed all of the olives that I had in the fridge. So now I need to reload them. It's time to get some more. And even with, I saw there was pastrami on sale this week at the regular grocery store. I just cross-referenced it with the price from the Italian market online. Italian market is still less expensive than stuff that is considered on sale, so I'll just go there for all of my charcuterie things. Holy Bob. Do you work shift work like Samo does? You're just coming off 15 days straight at work, or you're just doing that at home? That's crazy, dude. I'm making a little bit of a mess. I was flinging the flour. Trying to penny pinch through the end of the month, you gotta buy new brakes. Hey, fair enough, right? Those things will take precedence over like having treat foods, I kind of call them. This butter's flaking in so nice. So see how I'm just kind of rubbing it in my hands? And that's why I say we flake it. You could do this in a food processor too. I just don't feel like you have very much control when you use an appliance like that to do this kind of work. So I'd rather just take the couple minutes, do it by hand, make sure everything's perfect, and go from there. It's feast or famine in the printing industry right now. In the 3 weeks prior, you only got 22 hours a week? Whoa! So it's like not consistent at all, really, hey? Interesting. Oof. Why do dealerships like always charge more? You think that they would charge less if you bought the vehicle from there because they would want to like keep your service, right? That's so silly. Okay, I think we're good. So I usually do this until all of the butter is no longer in the cube form. It looks really sandy, I usually say. Okay. Nice. Let's just do a little dusting here. So we will need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. As well, there's 4 eggs in here. I didn't know that there's eggs in scones. Is this typical? And then a little bit of maple syrup and our starter. Yeah, Mickey, and I have heard that BMWs are like notoriously expensive to maintain. Just washing all the butter off in my hands. It takes a little bit to get it all melted off with the soap. Get the knife rinsed as well. Yeah, that's a good plan. Just let him like handle the recall issues, oil change, tire rotation. One cup. And then we'll also get a container to crack our 4 eggs and scramble them up in first. I like that there's protein in this because it makes it a bit healthier. They're trying to make you upgrade to a new car, or like they're just bugging you. It's like, hey, if I wanted to, I would, right? Stay. That bowl made it like everything so dark, I had to take it away. I mean, that is fair. Like, if the car has a sensor, I would probably listen to that too. Like, you would know, you would feel if it's not running that good. If you needed a, like, desperate oil change. Have I been to Turkey? No. You're the second person that asked me that this week, actually. My client asked me that too, because I found out she's Turkish. Hi, Katniss. Thank you very much for the 21 month in a row resub. How are you doing this weekend? Scramble it. I already did this morning. I had 3 scrambled eggs with some cheese. I did some toast, avocado, and some tomato. It was really good. Hi, CJ Dewey. Good afternoon. You want to go to Turkey this year? You need a plan. Yeah, unfortunately, that's a place I've never been to, but I really want to experience it. Fun. Kat just finished her CPR recertification class, ate lunch, and now you're here. You wanted to get a Mini until you found out the maintenance is done by BMW. Bonk said nope. Okay, this, our maple syrup, and then our starter will also measure out. And then actually we'll probably do a feeding of the starter together after we get the scones in the oven. It's time. This is the 2nd week. She's on a 2-week schedule, so first we just have to stir it up. Sometimes there's like a little bit of hooch that sits on top when you leave it in the fridge for a week or 2. Torino. I love turkey. Gravy stuffing, mashed potatoes. You silly butt. You silly willy butt. Okay, half a cup of starter. And the starter is whole wheat too, so it makes the scones healthy. That's what we can tell ourselves. Scrape that back down for now, but then I'll leave this out so it can warm up when we feed it. Time to wake Goldilocks back up, people. Hi, Annie. How are you doing? Okay, next one. 1 entire cup of heavy whipping cream, or if you want it dairy-free, you could use coconut cream. But then I guess if you wanted it dairy-free, you'd have to use dairy-free butter as well then. She didn't say that one in the recipe, I don't think. You mowed the lawn before the weather gets super hot next week. Good idea. Hey, that's pretty much it. what do I want to add first? Okay, first thing we're gonna do here, just to make these additions easier, we are going to mix the starter in with the eggs. Because you can see how like kind of thick the starter is. Ah, sorry about the squeaking on the metal. I just think it might be a pain to try and mix in on its own. So let's give that a little mix as well. All the cool kids are getting in here. It's true, it's the weekend. All of our humans are back. Wet and wet, dry and dry. We are not wetting the dries and drying the wets. Okay, that looks way better. And then the last one, which we'll also just add to this since we're here. 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. That's our natural sweetener. Have I tried starters with buckwheat? No. I've just been using the milled einkorn, as well as a little bit of organic all-purpose for my starter, and it seems so dang happy. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is everything other than the chocolate chips. I'm assuming we add the chocolate chips near the end, but let's just do a double check here since I've never made these before. Yeah, pour the wet ingredients into the dry until just combined, and then add the chocolate and stir again. There might be a little bit of dry flour at the bottom. Dump it out onto a floured surface and then knead it until it becomes incorporated. But we don't want to over knead it because then our scones will get really hard. And then we want to roll out the dough until it's 1 inch thick, or press it out. And then you just cut it and bake it. 20 to 22 minutes at, this is a pretty high heat actually, 400 Fahrenheit. So let's take out our cast iron and we'll turn the oven on to heat up while we're working on this. This is what we're gonna cook the souvlaki in today. I just did a quick little re-season this morning since it's been a few years. Okay, we're gonna go back to the spatula to start all of this mixing, just so we don't get our hands too gross at the beginning. Okay, just mixed in the maple syrup. Just gonna kind of distribute that all over. And then as well as the cream, we'll add all of the wet stuff at one time. I mean, the buckwheat starter, Annie, probably not super active just because it doesn't have the same amount of gluten in it compared to regular flour. I have been getting an itch bonk to make bagels lately. Maybe we'll do that when Samo's back. A fun little bagel weekend. I've only made probably thousands when we worked at the brewery. Brewers bagels. Okay, so it said mix until this is just incorporated so that we can still add the chocolate without overworking the dough. I'm probably just gonna stop there. Looks pretty nice and shaggy already. And so we floured our chocolate. I used chocolate chips. You can also just do some chopped chocolate, and that will keep it throughout the scones. taparoo. When was the last time we did bagels? I don't even remember. I love that you guys can remember that stuff. See, after all these years, sometimes it jumbles together in my brain. It's hard to keep track. This is moistening really nice, actually, already. And you're probably not gonna notice the coconut until it starts to bake. Like, I really don't smell any of the coconut yet. But, oh man, when it starts to toast in the oven. Yes. Thank you, Annie, for the 1 bit.ly in honor of Mish. Yes, that is exactly what we did. We did spent grain brewers bagels by using the wort from the brewing process to start the bagel dough. And then we made our own beer cheese from one of the beers on tap. Me oh my. It was really, really good. Thank you, Annie, for the 499, as well as Cookie with the 500. I appreciate you guys. Okay, now we're gonna turn this out. I don't want to mix it right on the board, so let's just get one of the baking cutting boards here to put over top. Flour this, because yeah, this looks pretty moist. I don't see any dry bits, honestly. Holy smoke wagon. Thanks for the 300 as well. Guys, we just hit, like, set off a hype train? What is going on right now? A level 1, a 65%. Quickly do this before my hands get dirty. Choo choo! That's still, like, just as fun as the old days. I've really perfected my chews over the years. Yeah, remember the actual Lego train? How fast can it go before it flies off the tracks? Oh, she wasn't lying. There was a little bit of flour at the bottom. Scrape all the goodness out of here. And then we'll give this a little knead to bring it all together. Nice cat. Thank you very much for the 70. Those biddies are going towards an IRL stream. We're going on the riverboat. They did $1 million renovation actually on this riverboat this year. There was new owners that bought it. So I'm very much intrigued because people were very excited about it. They also do like a dinner as well as brunch buffet. But I'm more of like a burger person than buffet. Road trip, Kimmers. It's just a quick little road trip to the river. Nothing too crazy. It's really sticky. It's really sticky. Okay. I'm gonna flour my hands and then kind of just like tap onto the dough. Slam burgers. Smash burgers. I hope they're good, the burgers. Cookie, thanks for the 587. Okay. Now that it's not as sticky, I might get a bench scraper out to help us along. Because this is like already bugging me, the feeling of it. So we're going to take the bench scraper and help smash it. Thank you, Annie, with the thousands. Yeah, the slam. Whap! You have to make sure you slam it. Boom. Fold it and press it. fold it and press it. Can I even lift this up? I'm gonna do a couple more. Because you do have to work the gluten a bit to get it to hold together. I feel like we could have used more flour in the initial dough. But probably better that it is wetter than too dry, right? Do one more. And then we will try and pat it out. See? It's super duper sticky, guys. Ah! I hate this feeling. I hate that feeling on my hands. Let's even this up, or at least start trying to, into a rectangle of sorts, the best that you can. Thank you, Smoke Wagon, for the 100. Can I press it with my hands now? Some people use a rolling pin. I usually just use my hands, because that way you can put like one hand on the edge to keep it nice and straight. And we press it into 1 inch thick. And then we will divide it up. I'm hoping it's not too stuck underneath, but we can just use this. Lift it up. Put it on our, I'm gonna do a silicone lined baking pan. If you have parchment, that works good too. Do a little bit more and then we're good. So she says we want 12 or so scones. I suppose you can cut them smaller if you want to get more. See how it's still kind of sticky? Just add a little bit more flour again so your hand doesn't like tear up that nice topping that we made smooth. Thank you, Kat, for the 245. We're already at 28% of the way there for that little adventure. Fun. They also are doing on the riverboat like a Canada Day firework watching celebration on the river, because here they set off the fireworks on the high-level bridge downtown. That would be so cool to watch while you're on the river. It always looks so nice when it reflects off of water. But I didn't feel like $150 was worth that. Thanks, Annie155. Thank you, Cookie, for the 500 as well. Okay, can I do this and just put it back into the dough? Maybe. Because I don't like wasting when stuff gets stuck to your hands. Okay, that's good, guys. Let me quickly wash this up. Whoa, I just flung water everywhere by accident. Thank you, Kat. Did we just get set over? Level 2 complete. Thank you for gifting the sub to Brown. Welcome back to the kitchen crew. We're on level 3. Choo, choo, choo. Let me go get my 2 baking pans. Or sorry, silicone mats, and then we'll line the baking pan. Yay! Also, I need to have a sip of my iced coffee that I made this morning. I made this really yummy vanilla iced coffee, but then before stream, it was making me feel a little crazy. So I stopped drinking it. But I think I'm ready again. Alexa's being crazy and talking to us. You'll be back in a few? We'll be here, dude. We will be here. Okay, this is this. I believe one last thing that we do before we put this in the oven is they get an egg wash. I'll have to check on the recipe really quick. And that gives them the really nice golden brown topping. I'm gonna not use this one because it got really scraggled. One more evening out because it got a little thin near the edges. And I'm gonna try and cut these into nice triangles. So we are gonna go in half. No, we're gonna go in thirds. Probably do 9. And so we might actually end up with 18 then. You can just give it a rough marking as well if you're scared of not being able to cut it straight. And then we just go straight down. And I like to do my scones in triangles or squares rather than rounds because you always get waste when you try to make round scones and then you have to re-roll the dough and it just doesn't turn out as good. I'm gonna sprinkle some flour on this. It's getting a bit sticky. Gifting a sub to Lime would be sublime. Who's Lime? See how that works so much better when you flour it? Nobody has the username Lime in here. Well, now we know, hey? Okay, one more flouring. And then from here, I mean, it would be really easy if you just had like, would a pizza cutter work? I feel like it would pull it up too much, but we just go boop in half. Just go one row at a time, let's say. Lift it up. Nice. Scone. And I will try to strategically place these on the baking pan. Yum! Is this gonna be a winning recipe, I think? It honestly might be. It honestly might be, guys. Just flouring my scraper again. If it gets sticky, put more flour. It almost does look like bannock, hey? Make sure I get that edge nice. Imagine these fried in a pan. Or cooked like a pancake almost. What? I think that would be kind of crazy. Okay, let's cut the next row. These just look like super thick chocolate chip cookies. Oh yeah, they for sure listen to us, guys. Like, come on, we know this already. This one looks funny. I don't know what I did to it. It's kind of small. It's kind of small and sad. Might have to put it to the inside. Like a baby. That's the taster. The chef snack. Okay, that's all I'm putting on the one pan. We don't want to overfill it. The dough's a tad too warm. I can't help it. It's warm here today. I don't have a marble counter to put it on. Katniss, don't try it. Guys, don't try the new Twitch feature because it doesn't translate into OBS. We can also say this scone dough is not your typical scone. It has sourdough starter in it, there's eggs. So if you think it's like a proper scone recipe, it's not. We're trying something new today. And well, we don't really know how it's gonna turn out until we try it, right? Yeah. It's time to replace everyone's countertop. Sorry about that. Oh, I think it's still gonna be delicious. You're right. But it's true. If it's this sticky when you're making scones, it just makes your life a little bit harder, right? I also don't have a big enough fridge where I could like quickly chill all of this dough. That's where restaurants are just the best. Okay, this is getting like almost out of hand. Just gonna scrape all of this stuff off to make our life easier when we go to clean it. The big emote works. It still doesn't in my chat. It still doesn't on my OBS. Lesage. One sec. Let's get rid of this beast. Okay. Let me just wash up my hands. And we'll check to see. I'm pretty sure we need egg wash from what I can remember. Quite sure of it. Torino? I just had poutine yesterday. Costco poutine? Can't beat it. The most amount of cheese curds ever. They really push the limits. It's amazing. Okay, to top the scones, 1 large egg whisked for egg wash. And then you can cut that with either water, milk, cream, up to you. And like I said, that will give you the really nice topping on the scones. So don't skip it. Brand new egg container, nice. What's the oven preheating to? 400 it said on the recipe. I just usually use a fork for 1 egg. Oh, it's next to the pot and pans points? Okay, let me see this. It just looks like bits to me. That must be it though, like it shows up in the bit menu. It's part of it now. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna take out that little bloody spot from the egg. I'm glad I caught it in the fork. Now just a little bit of cream, or like I said, water, just so it's easier to swipe, to brush on. They're listed as power-ups. Might actually still do a little bit of water. There we go. You don't want the eggs to be too stringy for your egg wash, because then it will be really hard to brush it on. You want it kind of watery like this. Okay, let me grab a pastry brush. And you don't gotta go to like too crazy with the egg wash either. You don't want the egg to pool around the bottom of the scone. Awesome, our oven just beeped, so that couldn't be more perfect. I love the little whole wheat flecks in here from the sourdough starter. I'm really thinking these are gonna turn out great. Next one. And then I'll probably just save the extra egg wash to put into scrambled eggs for myself. You don't have to throw it out. If you want extra sweetness with this scone, you can put some coarse sugar sprinkled on the top. On the egg wash will help it stick. But I don't have any coarse sugar, and I don't like things super sweet, so I'm not gonna put that. I think the closest thing I have would be like maple sugar. Which actually could be good, right? Because we put maple syrup for the sweetener. So same kind of flavors at least. Just grabbing a lid. And then we'll get these in the oven. And I think I'll set a 10-minute timer for us to check. We'll just do a little cleanup. And I think we'll also switch the trays halfway through baking. Top to bottom, bottom to top. 10-minute timer is on. I believe it's a 20-minute bake on this. 20 to 22 minutes. Awesome. Okay, we are done with the scale. I'm gonna keep the flour here because we'll quickly feed the starter together. We haven't really done that on stream before. Bring my einkorn over. Sourdough starter is too needy. It's very needy when you're first making it, Kat. Because you seriously have to feed it every day for about 3 weeks. It was like stressing me out, I'm not gonna lie. But now, I just feed it every 2 weeks and it's really happy like that. So that works for me. I don't even have to discard anything from it today. There's already enough gone. We are just gonna mix up the refeed together. Yeah, you can't even be bothered to feed yourself on a regular basis. Have you ever called your starter Seymour? No. What's the joke though? I've only ever called my starters Goldilocks. And this is Goldilocks number 4. And so we need some warm water. I don't know what that quote is, guys. What movie is that from? Like, you gotta know by now, any and most movie and show quotes right over my head. So sad. Okay, so I usually do about 3/4 of a cup of warm water. And then I'll add all-purpose flour first. A touch, and then we'll top it with the whole wheat. It's both a movie and a musical. I should check it out. Would you guys recommend it? And yeah, I just try to go about half and half with my all-purpose versus the whole wheat. I still haven't got into Bridgerton either. People go nuts over that show. Kimmers, you watched it? Is that one based on a book? So there's our nice milled whole grain flour from local wheat. I think that will be good. And then I actually like to just mix it with a fork rather than a whisk or a spoon. I find that you don't get lumps as bad. And then we just mix this until it's smooth. It takes quite a while to get it until it's smooth, and that's an important part of feeding your starter is no flour lumps. You're bad at keeping up with TV shows too, yet it is. Same here. Same here, yeah, totally. I watch a lot of YouTube though. I have a lot of like travel YouTubers that I watch and stuff like that. Your sister's a Regency romance author, and then I can also say Sam's like cousin? Sam's extended cousin is also a romance author. Once upon a time when we went to go meet his great aunt on the island. We need to make this thicker, by the way. Yeah, her daughter, Sam's great aunt's daughter, is a romance author. Quite popular too. I was like, that's really cool. Same with you, Katniss, your half sister. Imagine it's literally the same person for all of us. Be like, what? Small world. Yeah, Mickey, you watch Van Life? Me too. Actually, one of my like favorite couples that I watch, they've been traveling for like 6 years, I think now. Kara and Nate. Man, she just released a video today saying that she has epilepsy. Like, what the F? I actually like bawled my eyes out. You have 200 podcast episodes ready to go? Yeah, I'm bad like that too, I will say. It's like, oh, I'll just watch it tomorrow or listen to it tomorrow. Okay, so you guys can see how thick I stir the refeed. And I think this is gonna be good. Really, really thick. Explorers, and then the other one I really, really love, they do like 1 hour episodes, is called Le Vagabond. They live on a sailboat. Right now they're in the Philippines. So cool the way that some other people live their lives. I did start to get into that too, Katniss. Like the Asian camping videos with the blow up tents and stuff. It's so fun. You watch them, Kimmers? The Vagabond? Love them so much. I've watched them for a long time. Okay, so see how sticky this is and the gluten that we've developed? So now we put it in here. And then we'll mix that until it's smooth. And then I'm gonna let it sit until tomorrow, and it should double in size, and then I just put it back in the fridge. She's fed and ready. It would be so much fun to set up a yurt. Yes. Katniss, you don't want to set it up, but you totally stay in one. I would totally set up a yurt. I like building weird stuff like that. Mix, mix, mix. And then next we're gonna skewer the souvlaki while the scones are baking. The hardest part of stream is already complete. Good job, everyone. Okay, that looks great. Always try to really make sure that all the stuff on the bottom is mixed through thoroughly. And then see how smooth and sticky it gets now? It like transforms into something different. It's pretty cool. Scrape this off. I'm never scared to scrape it with my finger. Just make sure that your hands are really clean when you do this. And then, yeah, usually when I feed this, it's around the half quart or half liter mark. That's really easy to tell when it doubles. I'll show you in this other camera. And then I usually actually put the lid right on it to keep the heat in. It doesn't blow. The lid does not blow. Who did this? Who did what? We never do anything here. There we go. Goldilocks is fed. This is where the line is. So it'll literally rise all the way up and then we'll fall back down. And you don't want to keep this where the sun hits it, actually. Starters don't like sunlight. So keep it in a warm but dark place. I'm gonna put the flour away. How's Mish today? We totally didn't have a hype train while you were gone. We would never do that. Okay, that's 10 minutes on the scones actually already. I mean, it's true. In Mish's honor, he straight up did the one bit and said, for Mish. And then he said, just kidding. Whoa! These look insane. I'm loving it, though. They're really rising up to the occasion. Some of them are baking together. I just want to quickly show you. They're getting huge. Huge. Let's do another 10 minutes. I just got chocolate all over my towel. OCPD? Maybe the P is a mistype. Maybe there's something that we don't know. Okay, scones. Check. 10 more moments on those. So first thing on stream we did was soak our skewers for the souvlaki so that they don't burn up when we cook it. I'm gonna take it out of the water now. Get rid of that. And we will do some skewering while we wait. Obsessive compulsive points disorder. Okay, that's funny. I like it. How good is this gonna smell though when we open this up? Like, look at that. My gosh. Obsessive compulsive bits disorder. Look at how good this turned out. It's like hardened in the olive oil and the marinade. I'm so excited right now. I think we'll just skewer it and put the skewers back in the container. No sense dirtying something else. So yesterday on stream, I cut up and cubed up the last little pork loin roast that we had. But the recipe for this actually used pork tenderloin. So like I said yesterday, use whatever type of pork you want for the souvlaki. I've also done pork shoulder. That works good too. And then I'm gonna do this, just kind of watch. This is a little fat cap. Just make sure that the fatty side is able to get seared and rendered a bit. And whenever we're skewering stuff, we don't really want it to be touching. It's gonna take a long time if you do put everything really close together. The outside's gonna probably get dried before the inside actually gets cooked through. So just keep that in mind. And I kept these around like 1-inch cubes. So it's not gonna take forever either to cook. What are we gonna do? Five pork bits on one little skewer. And then all I did with the skewers with the grill pan was just measure that they could fit in that pan to cook today. Let's move this over. You can just stand these up on the side as we do them. It really doesn't look like much, but the smell of this is amazing. Where's the feta? It's in the Greek salad. It's coming up, don't worry. It's one of the last things that we're doing. Oops, I did that wrong. See what I mean? You want the fat near the outside, not the middle. Yeah, I effed up. I forgot the Kalamata olives. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I could have got some from the farmer's market today. There's a person at the farmer's market that just does like probably 20 different types of different marinated olives. We tried them one time when I went with Julia. It's really, really good. But then I did notice like the same type of olives were at the Italian market. So are they just like buying the pre-marinated olives and then saying they're marinating it themselves? I was kind of confused. You know what, Kat? Yeah, I'm kicking myself because I am an olive fiend. And I totally just dropped the ball. How many skewers are we gonna get here? It's always so deceiving. Amp is happy we don't have olives. See, I was thinking of Amp. It was prior planned. You made marinated garlic stuffed olives to make martinis? Gave some to the doc you work for. He was thrilled. Yum. Yummo. I'm sure it's so easy to do the marinating part. Your fiend-loving sister buys olives by the Costco bulk load. I mean, I do sometimes too. I think we got 2 more skewers. Can't believe how well the marinade coated the pork. It just really soaked into there. But we will have to maybe watch the amount of garlic when we're cooking the pork in the grill pan, because we don't want it to burn, right? Burnt garlic doesn't taste good. Chili crisp marinated olives? Yes, please. Yeah, I'm too scared to light the actual grill by myself in the house because my roommate went back to work this morning. Because, yeah, there's someone like almost burnt down their balcony about a month ago. Not in my building, but not that far away from here. So now I'm kind of scarred and scared to start the grill when I'm home alone, just in case anything happens, right? Okay, I have 2 more pork pieces. Let's sneak these on. But I know that also, like, not everyone has access to a grill, so that is where the cast iron skillet comes in handy. I will say that. Okay, we're all skewered up. I only made a little bit of a mess. And then just the extra soaked skewers, just let them dry back out and put them back in the package. You didn't contaminate them, which is the most important part. How tasty is the marinade? Very much so. Almost like an entire head of garlic minced. And then we did oregano, lemon, white wine vinegar. There was actually a little bit of Dijon mustard in this marinade. And some olive oil. And then just a little bit of salt and pepper. And then we can season them a bit more now. Or when we go to cook them. Really bonk. You have neighbors all around you with open fire grills on their balconies and patios. But scares you. Yeah, because Lee says, yeah, you're not allowed to have it. It's true, and we know that. Your complex cat, not even allowed George Foreman grill. So obviously, like, when people set rules like that, that tells me that someone's already effed up, right? Who tried to already burn the place down? If the word grill is in the title, you can't use it. That's kind of crazy. Okay, we got 1 minute on the scones. I think they can go just a little bit longer, so I'm gonna let them. I'm gonna do 3 more minutes, so that will be around the 22 minutes. I'm gonna have a quick bathroom break because the iced coffee is getting me now. I'll be right back. What I will say though is it's getting very delicious smelling in here from the scones. Hi Greek, how are you? Welcome in. Big Green Egg does not have grill in the title. We're good to go. Yes, Sam. Yeah, isn't the George Foreman just a overpriced panini press? Welcome back, Michael. Where did I go? I went for a bathroom break because I made a very delicious iced coffee. Look, I had half already broke the seal. Like, I made this, I'm pretty sure, at 10:30. I haven't, Libya. There's actually quite a few people, like regulars, that I haven't seen around. We need to give them messages, don't we? Check up on them, see what's what. But yeah, like we were talking about Titan the other week, and then all of a sudden he pops in. I love when that happens. Greek, you're just not really chatty. All good, dude. I hope you're having an okay weekend, though. Okay. 4 seconds on the scones. And then we're gonna get into the Greek lemon potatoes next. When the scones go out, the potatoes can go in. Katniss. You guys starting a war in chat or what? Okay, these look pretty fabulous, I'm not gonna lie. At least the top tray does. Maybe I'll move the bottom tray up so it can also get more browned. But look, guys. Chocolate, coconut, scones. I think this one on the corner looks so perfect. That is the one. But honestly, the rest of them look good. Like these 4 that bake together. What we are gonna do though, before we take these out of the oven, we wanna make sure that it's baked through. We wanna make sure that it's all baked. So let's just take the quick internal temp. I'm gonna go to these ones that are kind of stuck together. I think we're all good. Nice, okay, so it's 200 or higher. I usually say 195 Fahrenheit or higher. And that way you know it's baked through. It's not gonna be mushy in the middle. Yeah, they do have egg wash on it. We did a little bit of egg, cream, and just some water to dilute it. It kind of just smells like chocolate chip cookies in here. And yes, the Caesar salad was super good, Mish. I'm so excited for the leftovers. I probably have 2 more that I can make from what we prepped. Yum, yum, yum. So the recipe said we'd get 12 scones, but we actually ended up with 18, and they are huge. Get this other tray out now. Just left them in a bit longer so those could also get golden brown on top. Looks good to me though. Yeah, I bet these don't suck, hey? And it's not gonna be super sweet. Like she said that you can eat this for breakfast. You had a strawberry coconut milk drink the other day and you learned that you actually don't like coconut milk. That's like my clients. They don't like coconut either. Or at least the guy doesn't, I'm pretty sure. Was like, what? But I love coconut. How is this possible? Yeah, coconut oil spray. I've used that before too, Annie. It's good. What about almond milk? That would be yummy. And I haven't had like a nut milk or even oat milk in a long time. I remember that's what I all drank for about a year maybe. Okay, let's look into this. Greek lemon potatoes. Some of the best potatoes ever, seriously, but you definitely have to like lemon. So she says definitely a cut above the usual roasted potatoes. The unique thing about Greek lemon potatoes is that they are cooked in a heavily flavored lemon garlic broth so that they suck up all the flavor before roasting to golden perfection. They are pretty cool potatoes to make. Like, you do mix up this like lemony kind of chicken garlic stock to pour over the potatoes, and then the potatoes soak that up, and then they start to roast afterwards. It is so good. Yeah, anytime there's garlic. Yesterday was a very garlicky stream with the Caesar salad, and then we did the souvlaki marinade. Probably used like 2 full heads of garlic. You're not a fan of coconut milk either, but toasted coconut is your weakness. I will also say this. I have had a couple different brands of coconut milk, and I remember having one brand that was really gross. Like, I didn't use it. So maybe be more picky about your coconut milk. I'm not sure. Okay, scrolling down. So yeah, she says the potatoes are half braised and half roasted. She says the concept sounds easy enough, but actually it could be quite tricky to do in one pan. It's scientifically impossible to roast potatoes until golden without the garlic burning. It's kind of true. You can't go too high of heat because the garlic will burn, but if you go too low of heat, then the potatoes aren't gonna cook. It's either one or the other, she says, golden garlic or golden potatoes. She says after 2, 3, 5, even 7 attempts to make Greek lemon potatoes, she threw every recipe she read out the window and settled on a less risky way of making them. I like it. Okay, so what are we doing here? And this is from one of my favorite recipe sites, Recipe Tin Eats. There's a lot of good Asian recipes on there too. Okay, so the oven's gonna be at 400 Fahrenheit again. We're gonna cut our potatoes. She says peel them. I don't want to, if that's possible. I really like the skin on roasted potatoes, and especially if you're gonna cut the potato into a wedge, I find that the skin just holds everything together better. Torino. Mish has internet privileges every now and then. That's how she's able to pop into chat. All the good stuff's in the peel, right? And I don't know, we'll make some really small wedges, I guess, from this today. But this was the best looking bag of potatoes from the organic farm. Okay, so we're gonna cut them into wedges. We are going to put the potatoes in a roasting pan with all of the other ingredients of the recipe. So chicken stock, olive oil, lemon juice, garlic cloves, dried oregano, and salt. Just mix that all together in a bowl or in a container. And then she says roast for 20 minutes. And then we're going to turn the potatoes. So we're going to flip the potatoes over in the pan and roast for another 25 to 30 until the liquid's all absorbed. Listen to this though. This is the longest potato cook ever. After we cook them for 45 minutes, she says take them out of the pan, put them on a sheet pan, and then bake them until it's crispy. These are not the warba potatoes. I didn't think the warba potatoes would work good for this because they don't really have a skin on them. They're more of like a good boiling potato in my mind. But maybe we should try it, right? I'll try and pick some up maybe this week coming up and we can try a different recipe. Bonk! You lived with an emotional vampire? Okay, this sounds interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna go as crazy as she did with this. I mean, to crisp the potatoes. Thank you, Sayla, for the 4 months in a row. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you too. Okay, so I was gonna say to crisp the potatoes, we could always just broil them for a couple minutes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Good job, Annie. Your 50,000th comment since 2018. All right. How much potatoes did they say? Trino, does anyone else just bake a potato with nothing on it, wait till it cools, eat it with ketchup? I would not eat it with ketchup, but I would have sour cream with it. 2.5 pounds of potatoes. I'm pretty sure this is a 5-pounder. And then one thing we do want to do, turn that oven down a sec, is choose all the potatoes that are around the same size if you're gonna make potato wedges. This one has a little bit of green. Just make sure you take that off. That's not good for your tum-tum. That'll be good for me, guys. I don't need to do more than that. That's a lot. If you're not weird, yeah, what are you even on about? Facts right there, bonk. Straight up. Okay, let's get the peeler. I think this one just needs another little washeroo. Yes, potatoes are grown in dirt. Crazy. Is that the only really dirty one? The rest of them seem pretty good. I'm gonna do this one too. It just gets stuck in some of the little nuggets. Are we doing like a group chat hug right now? I never thought we would come to this point as a community. We really made it, didn't we? Thanks, Kat. Thank you. Bonk just hugged himself. Bonk does not accept Misha's hug. Okay, so we're gonna clean up. Yes, I would say farm potatoes. Always a little bit more like beat up because of how they're harvested compared to factory potatoes, let's say. So we're just gonna clean up some of the blemishes, but I always try to keep on as much of the skin as possible. And I remember working at the farm on the island. They said, you think potato harvesting season is brutal? They're like, wait till it's time to harvest the carrots. But by that time, they didn't really need an extra farmhand volunteer like me, so I never got to see how hard it was to harvest the carrots. I just remember all the farmhands saying like, yeah, that's usually when the volunteers don't come back. But they told me not to come in, so I was like, yes! I lucked out. We're still going with the hugs. This is the longest hug on a stream. So we all can get along is what we're saying right now. We actually can get along. Who would have known? Not me. A hug-a-thon. I didn't see nothing. You would get that visual, Torino. Torino's like, let me sketch this up real quick. I'm just trying to go for the really, like, dark blemish spots that I can see. I think we're good, though. Okay, and a little bit more of this green side. Green potatoes are a no-no. What about getting along? I would never say that we get along, right? Michael's just starting stuff. Okay, let's get the roasting pan. I'm just gonna use a Lloyd pan. And we're not gonna line it. We're not gonna line it today. We're going straight into it. Where do I want to put this? Just over here for now is good. So I think we'll be able to make some really nice small wedges. So all we do, obviously cut it in half, and I try to go the lengthwise. Cut in half, and then I usually go in half again. And then in half again, like that. So each potato will be cut into 8. I already did this earlier this week. Oh, let's trim that. If you see any gross parts when you're cutting it, trim that off. I made a big old tray of sweet potato wedges for my clients. Chipotle mayo. Okay, this one is like pretty small. It's about the same size as that, so I'm not gonna go too small. We want all of the potato wedges to be around the same size so that it cooks all the same together. I might start cutting them into 6. The smaller ones. Yep. Okay, this is our last really big one. Gotta have the wedges, pal. Just reminds me of being up at camp again. Anytime we would serve fried potatoes, like deep fried, all of the newfies would just call them wedges. I'll have the wedges. It's like, you mean the curly fries, right? Because we always serve like different types of fries. But I'll have the wedges. You got it, dude. To them, that's just like a blanket term for potatoes. It's the most hilarious thing ever. I loved it. Steak fries equals wedges? I thought steak fries are straight cut still. But they are cut like around this thickness though, right? Crisps versus chips versus fries, go. Well, I mean, it depends on where you are in the world. Yeah, steak fries are straight wide fries. For sure they have to get that from a russet potato. Like the only potato that's large enough. Pop that in our pan. And we'll mix together all of the flavorings, and then that is going straight in the oven. And then we just gotta make some Greek salad, some tzatziki, and cook the souvlaki. I think that's a perfect pan of wedges though. Awesome. Steak fries are the worst of fries, but they're not bad. You like the fluffy potato inside? Me too, right? They have to be really crispy and then fluffy in the middle. So she says 1.5 cups of chicken stock or broth and 1/2 cup of olive oil. Let me go grab the olive oil in a container. Yeah, like that's probably why I like the Costco poutine, because they use the battered fries and they just hold up to the gravy and the cheese. Really, really good. I'll bring the oregano while I'm here too, because I know we need that. Peanut oil. Peanut oil is always good with potatoes, it's true. Okay, this is our stock that we made yesterday on stream. We deboned 2 chicken legs. And then I just cooked it overnight and then strained it this morning. So we need 1.5 cups of our chicken stock. And yeah, it's not super gelatinous because there wasn't a ton of bones in it. And then 1/2 cup, we'll top it with the olive oil to measure because this is a 2-cup container. Let's grab some garlic out while we're in here. I got some lemon from yesterday already cut open. And then we're gonna garnish these potatoes with some chopped parsley. Or the whole dish even. I'm just gonna write it down so I don't forget. Since I bought the parsley. Yeah, McDonald's fries in the old days. I mean, a lot of stuff, right, has changed over the years. Half a cup of olive oil, which seems insane, right? That seems an insane amount. Trans fats make things taste better, and then a lot of the time they're like cutting dairy products with oils because it's cheaper. Don't worry, we'll mix everything together once we have it all. How much lemon do we need? How else do you use parsley? You find yourself throwing it out most of whenever you buy it. You can always turn it into a quick chimichurri sauce. If you've ever had that, LoJack, that's a great way to use it up. Or you can like blend it with oil to make a parsley oil to make salad dressings with. But yeah, most of the time I don't cook the parsley. I just use it for a fresh garnish, whether you want it for color or for a little bit of flavor. 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice, which I'm pretty sure with how juicy these lemons were will be good to go with this entire one. But maybe first actually we'll do the garlic so that we can squeeze the lemon and then it washes the garlic off of our hands. Make Red Lobster cheddar biscuits before the franchise goes into bankruptcy. I know we used to be able to get the biscuit mix from Costco. And I think we tried it once and it wasn't actually that good. But I would make it from scratch for sure. Yeah, I've done like many a cheesy biscuits, cornbread. They say 5 garlic cloves. She says grated using a microplane, but I'm just gonna use the garlic press. Let's smash these so they're easier to peel. The mix is super salty. I think that's what we thought as well. It just tasted like really... like there was a lot of preservatives and stuff in it. Not that fresh. Not as fresh as I thought it would be. The 5th one doesn't count because it's small. I'm erring on the side of caution because we use so much garlic in the pork. I think we'll be okay because a couple of these other ones are really big. I hate cleaning the garlic press, so when stuff gets stuck in there, I just get really annoyed. So I try to make my life easy. Know what I mean? Know what I mean, bro? Oh, I know. We are no strangers to garlic on this stream. I almost made the 40 clove chicken this week. I almost did, but then Mish talked me into making the chicken Caesar salad instead. You're eating a bag of Funyuns right now? Okay, time to press it. No, I will say, with how much garlic we use on stream, I've never really overpowered anything. Torino, you don't know what Funyuns are? It's like a sour cream and onion covered like almost cheesy style puff. In a ring form. It's not a Northern Canada thing. Well, it's not even a thing that exists in Canada, actually. That's a straight up just America thing. Okay, scrape all that out. Funyuns are elite. I had one Canadian friend that was really obsessed with Funyuns. She would always go across the border to grab them. Cookies are addicting. There's probably a little bit of MSG in there, yep. You'd rather just have onion rings. Probably me too, actually. Good one. Hi, Bricklane. Thank you very much for the 7 bits. I hope you're doing a-okay. Okay, now you're gonna wash our garlicky hands. Juice this lemon. Don't let the seeds go in. Yeah, a round onion flavored Cheeto. I was gonna say, like, that was my instant thought, LoJack. A&W, instantly. That's so funny. This lemon is hard to juice. It's really large. I'm just gonna dump these seeds. I don't have to hold on to them. 210 milligrams of sodium. Don't eat the whole bag. A crispier version of a puff Cheeto. Yeah. The amount of different pork rinds in the States, my mind was blown. Here in Canada, we have like one brand. That's it. Okay, we've been lemoned. Like a little bit of oregano and a little bit of salt. Mix it all together into the oven. And we're gonna have a taste of a scone. when that happens. Yeah, A&W is a fast food burger restaurant. They also do like some chicken things too now. But that's what I knew it as. Burgers, root beer, onion rings. Okay, 1 whole tablespoon of dried oregano and then 2 teaspoons of salt. Yeah, that was crazy bonk. My mouth was watering. Like the aisle in Walmart of all of the pork rinds. Insane. You cooked pork loin for dinner last night? How did it turn out, Wilson? I'm just gonna use this spoon. 1 tablespoon of dried oregano, which is very much a Greek spice. Bonus points if you're using the actual Mediterranean oregano. Garlic, butter, and herbs with the pork loin. Yes, please. 2 teaspoons of salt, guys. Basically like 2 of my big pinches. Does A&W do fried cheese curds? What? Up and Adam, nice one. So I learned recently that French fries weren't first cooked in France. They were cooked in Greece. I love it. Okay, stir this up. Doesn't this look weird? So it's half braised, half roasted. The most amazing concoction if you guys have ever had lemon potatoes from a Greek spot. It's gonna change your life. So now I think I'm gonna switch to just using my hands and try to lay these out all in one nice even layer. If that's possible. We shall see in a few moments here. Because that's how you'll get the best roasting action on them. We might have too much in the pan for that to happen. Let's see. Actually really easy to smooth out like this though. Yeah, there might be a couple popping up. That won't quite fit. But we did pretty good otherwise. Try and use the small ones to lay on top that didn't really get submerged. Okay, I'm stopping there. That looks really perfect. So that's how much potatoes you should have. I've made pork souvlaki and lemon potatoes. Yeah. This is some of my favorite food. I don't make it like super often, but for sure when it starts to warm up, I really love Mediterranean food. Okay, into the oven. I'm gonna set a 30-minute timer on these and then we'll check them. We have our pork already skewered in the back. It's just starting to warm up for when we're ready to cook it. Timer's on. Next one we'll work on the Greek salad. Sans olives. How are we doing? We're doing good, Brick Lane. Samo's up at work right now, guys. He's up at worky until the 27th of this month, and then he'll be home with us again. Meat on a stick is a top tier category of food, especially in the summer, I find. Amp, the moment when you realize you need a bigger roasting pan. Well, it doesn't exist. So we're gonna do what we need to do. We are gonna get through this iced coffee today. Yeah, once you go bigger, everything else needs to become larger to store it. Shish kebabs are nice. They very much are. I really got excited when my mom or my family would make that. Because you can put the meat and the veggies on the skewer together. So easy. Okay, Greek salad. Peppers. Cucumber. Tomato. Optional onion. Up to you guys. I don't love raw onion, so I'm not gonna put any today. And I like to play around with the different colors of veggies. So let's do those 2 peppers. You just bought a meat gun? Yes, LoJack. I actually have eyed that up when we were like on our huge jerky kick. Up and at 'em. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that depending on the cop. And when I make Greek salad, I try to keep... Oh, look at this. Are they trying to make my entire bag of cucumbers go bad? But I do try and do equal parts of all the veggies, so I think that will be good on the cucumber. Maybe we'll do this one away. Oh man, that's right, Katniss. I remember you telling us about that. Yeah, did they have a bite of the cucumber? Just a little taste, make sure it's good enough to serve, right? Yes, yeah, after dinner you use the skewers as swords. These yummy tomatoes. Grab the most ripe ones. For sure these 2. I think we'll do this other one. Oh, and actually, I have another tomato left over from last week that we can use. I was holding on to it. It's a really, really big one. But that was Canada too, which I was happy to see. Okay, we're gonna wash up all the veggies first and then start chopping them up. I'm the friend who mentioned who's the pun queen. I mean, I have some people in our community, in our chat, who are the pun queens, but I'm not like that good at jokes. I like laughing at them. Should I get the cucumber from Farmer's Market? All of these. This was Farmer's Market this morning. All of the cukes and these tomatoes. This is the only one not. But it was still grown in Canada, so that's a win for me. It was so hard. It's always so hard to pick the tomatoes at the market because this one farm, they just grow so many varieties. Like, I really had a hard time choosing between, like, the little multicolored cherry tomato bag. But I felt like I got more if I bought the vine tomatoes. Right? Because cherry tomatoes are kind of a novelty. Yeah, you can't hide that easily. Okay, let's just wipe some of this water away. And then we'll also need a big bowl to put all the veggies in. And so I like to prep all of my veggies with extra for the Greek salad, but we're not gonna dress them right away. We'll keep the dressing on the side so we can eat it throughout the week. Because as soon as you pour the dressing on the veggies, it kind of starts to break them down. And they might go mushy and soggy on you. We want them to stay as crisp as possible. That's a knee slapper. I actually used to say that a lot when I was young. I remember when that was a trending phrase. So we'll tip and top the peppers. I think we'll use this little tip. Or just eat it. Mmm. Those are so sweet. Way better than the store. I'm just gonna go right in half with these long ones because it's easy to pick out the seeds usually. I thought that was how you did the italics, cat. It is so bad down in Calgary. One of the main water lines for the entire city burst, and it's taking a long time for them to get it fixed. So the entire city's on like a water shortage. 3 to 5 weeks. Okay, it's /me. Yeah, I always thought it was the stars, but maybe that's just for Discord. Tap out the seeds. Okay, now we'll tip and top the cucumbers really easy. I like the small cucumbers like this because I find that they stay really crunchy. You don't have to scoop any of the seeds out. I'm starting to smell garlic from the potatoes already. I'm gonna put my paring knife on the steel for a sec before we core out these tomatoes. Nice. It's crazy how much that makes a difference. Just like putting the edge back on your knife. Even just a paring knife. Is there a command for bold? No. The wind is starting to whistle. Bam. Awesome. JNY DCB. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay, just gonna get rid of this little trim pile. Gotta take the lid off the garbage because this is a lot. Just use a scraper, it really helps keep everything together. And then it'll help us put the veggies cut into the bowl too. This is how you prep really quick. Having something to lift things off of the cutting board. Pigs are perfect at making bacon. They're called bacon seeds. Okay, let us begin. We'll cut strips of the pepper. Try to keep it all around the same size. I think we'll do triangles on the pepper. That's what I usually like to do. Play around a little bit with your knife cuts for the salad if you have time. Just go back and forth. And the tomatoes will dice. The cucumber will be like a half moon. So everything's kind of cut different, but still around the same size, right? So that when we eat the salad, get a little bite of everything. What the heck's going on with ICQ? What even does that mean? It's an old messing system. I'm not even gonna get into it. But please, chat amongst yourselves. I'm not even gonna get started. Oh, messaging. It's a messing system. I was like, okay, Greek said so. You got it, guys. Massaging, yeah. The name derives from the English phrase, I see you. It was developed by an Israeli company, 1996. Okay, so that was before AOL. So obviously before, like, to me, I knew MSN Messenger. Just so everyone's aware, on the weekends, I live at the racetrack. Just in case you missed it. People drive trucks, and I don't know what's with them, if they're like losing their minds, but the revving is just insane. Like, I'm about to be the old lady that sits in her lawn chair on the corner and writes down license plates. And then I'm gonna call the cops and say this person's driving aggressive. It's like, we live in such a nice little quiet neighborhood, but always on the weekend, they're just going crazy. You guys had ICQ numbers as like your username, I'm assuming? Your login? I'll sit in my chair on the balcony with the pigeons. Yeah. I'll need binoculars, though, just so I can see the license plates. So far, the pigeons are not coming back around, though. I don't want to say that I won the war, but I've definitely won the battle lately. I don't want to speak too soon. MSN, AIM, and Yahoo. Yep. What a throwback, guys. Tell you about the pigeons. So when we were working up north, both of us, last year, the pigeons would take over our balcony because the roommate would work up north with us too. So for about like 3 to 4 weeks at a time, no one would be home. And the pigeons just, yeah, they would nest on the balcony. Like, they built a nest in the big green egg charcoal bag. So I had to throw an entire bag of charcoal, which is like $60. And they would just like poop everywhere. So that's part of the reason why we haven't used the grills either, because it just like was not sanitary. But I have finally, over these last like 8 months, been just shooing them off every time they try to come around. Would they even taste good though if you cooked them? I really don't know about city pigeons. It is smelling insanely garlicky in here now. Yeah, smoked squab. I mean, everyone else sells goats out of their garage, so why can I not sell squab out of the apartment? It's a little side business. And yes, that is still going on here. They're still shutting down people that are trying to sell goat out of their garage, and then they like sell it to some of the butcher shops. But I think finally the province or the city is starting to make like a new law so they can't get around the red tape. It's a scare tactic. Just cook one pigeon and then the rest will get the hint. Yeah, they're trying to be the goat. Garage goat. Totally clean and sanitary garage goat. There can't be anything wrong with that. I'm glad we had this other big tomato. It really is survival of the fittest, Annie. Yeah, right? Maybe we can consider that Paloozer. Like, let's compare the feedlots to Garage Goat. Probably not that far off. But I think the feedlots have to be a bit more cleaner just so they don't get shut down, right? Because if you're the feedlot that spreads E. coli and stuff, oof. You're gonna get inspected. Okay, get all of the seeds and stuff into there. Next up, it's feta time. Let me just rinse this cloth. You'd eat garage goat? I mean, a lot of people were saying, like, okay, what's the difference between, like, a hunter doing it and then someone doing garage goat? But if you guys saw the photos of the actual situation, you would definitely change your mind. It's really bad to, like, kill, to unalive an animal in the exact same place that you are butchering it. Really, really unsanitary. So that's what was happening, and that's why they got shut down. Exactly. So they're just worried about people spreading bad viruses through the unregulated meat. It's not necessarily that the goat is not good. It's just how they were doing the process. That would actually be an awesome band name. Mish, please don't die. Okay? But on the topic of goats, let us use this goat feta for the first time. Oh no, it has been into already. For not the first time. Hello. Hello there. So this is fridge goat. Get a fork and then we will crumble some of this up. How is this one? That seems pretty good amount, hey? We'll just use this entire chunk? Sounds good to me. Is it too much? Well, that might be a trick question. More? Compared to the amount of veggies, Bonk. There are so many other euphemisms. Okay, share them. I'm just used to that from TikTok. And I wanted to see if it would bug anyone, because over on TikTok, it's like so controversial. People are like, why do you keep saying that? Nom. But when you can see how they pressed the curds together. And I like pretty big feta chunks. I don't go too fine. Like some people will grate their feta cheese, so it goes really fine. I like keeping it chunky. Did you just lick my feta? Gross. I know that is why it's on TikTok. Yeah, they will censor you if you say the other word. All I can smell is garlic from the potatoes in the oven. So I said we put the dressing on the side, but I do like to season the veggies a little bit first on their own. And I do find that kind of keeps it more crisp too. If you prep some extra salad. I don't know, something about the salt. Let's do a little salt and pepper. And we'll toss this all together. Yet another reason TikTok needs to go. I mean, I don't know if it's making us dumber, because I have actually learned a lot from TikTok. It's just the way that they censor what people are sharing that is quite silly, right? If you can't have free speech, what's the point of it? But it's no different than Instagram or Facebook or anything else. It lowers gray brain matter. I've also seen the whole thing on like just the blue light in general. Just from us staring at the phone and computer for hours at a time. Okay, big old spoon. And we'll give this a mix and then we'll make our dressing. And we'll let that marinate with the seasoning. So yummy and fresh, and I love all the different colors. And yeah, if you wanted, put some chopped up red onion, and we are definitely missing the olives. Yes, I know that. It is sad times, trust. I know. Okay, I got the olive oil over there. We need the red wine vinegar from here. I'm also gonna do just a bit of granulated garlic. I don't do anything too fancy on the Greek salad. You're snuggling it? So question, is it always good to make a salad dressing to go with a salad? I would assume so. Like, how are you gonna eat the salad otherwise without dressing? I guess you could buy it, but I don't like all the preservatives that they use now in the store-bought dressings. And I'm mostly like a vinaigrette person, other than, yeah, like yesterday on stream, we made our own Caesar salad dressing with mayo and stuff. So start with the red wine vinegar. And usually I go around like equal parts vinegar and oil. A snacrifice. That's a cute word. Okay, I gotta get another bottle of olive oil, guys. We already nuked this one. You'll often eat a salad without the dressing. Is it because you don't like when the veggies get soft and soggy? Don't worry, there's more. That's why I love buying a 2-pack of this olive oil. Yeah, I did not buy anchovies for the Caesar dressing yesterday. We just used Worcestershire sauce, which has anchovies in it. Like, you could always use a couple drops of fish sauce if you wanted. Buy a 2-pack. In case you use all of the olive oil. All of it. That's a good idea, Mish. That's like when I have extra tomato paste, I'll just freeze that to take from the jar. Because you often don't use an entire can of tomato paste. Go like that with the garlic, because it will get stronger as it sits together. Pretty good amount of oregano to flavor. I think that's all we're gonna do. Actually, we'll put a little bit of Dijon mustard since I have that open. And that will help emulsify everything, too. Worcestershire sauce. Or like my grandma said, it's Worcestershire sauce. Yes, good one, Paloozer. Make sure it's flat so you can just break off a chunk. I usually just put it in a jar because I find it's pretty easy to scoop. It doesn't like completely freeze. Holy shit, I almost just poured all that everywhere. Just scrape this off and then I think we'll pop the lid on and give it a shake. What's this here? We're just making a really simple Greek vinaigrette to go with our Greek salad that we just prepped. Whenever I make a big batch for myself that I'm not gonna eat all in one sitting, I like to keep the dressing on the side so the veggies don't go soggy. Sam was gonna come back with an oil gem of olive oil. They do sell it at the business Costco. The same brand that we always use. Yeah, they sold it in a drum once upon a time. And you just put a pump on the top. It was like, imagine. Just strap that into the truck. Hey, that's it. So putting the little bit, and yes, that's not shrimp broth anymore. But put in the little bit of Dijon mustard. Helps keep the oil and vinegar together, stabilized. I'm just gonna have a little taste. See how we did? And then I think we'll just divide this stuff. I'll put the little bit of salad we used today in a smaller bowl and dress it to marinade. But everything else we can pack up and put back in the fridge. I think we need a bit of salt in the dressing itself, too. And guys, holy smokes. Okay, this is already going off our 30-minute timer on the potatoes. Maybe we will get them perfect. Let's have a peek all together. This is looking insane. I think that'll all be absorbed in about 15 or so minutes. Why don't we put them back in and set another timer? The smell. The smell is so good. feta brine in the dressing. When we used to make the Greek dressing at the brewery, because we did a Greek salad there as well, we would blend feta and anchovies right into the dressing, and it would also help thicken it. Like, kind of got creamy too, right? The way that it coated the veggies. Man, it was good. Bonk, are they still doing the festival this year? One more shake up, just with our seasoning. Bonk worked in Gourmet Alley. I just like the sound of that. The festival as it's known is gone now? Is that just because of what happened? I remember you telling me this when we met, but you don't have to bring it up. Okay, makes sense. Okay, that's all I'm gonna dress for us, and then let's just grab, I think, 2 containers to put this extra in. Wait, Kat, you went to that garlic fest? The city wants too much insurance money, so the festival would literally not make any profit, and they just give it to charities anyways. How lame. How lame. It's like they planned that or something, hey? Look at all those veggie juices. We'll split that between the containers. It was kind of disappointing. They had good stands and stuff, but it was like a sad county fair. Dang. Yeah, maybe they wouldn't take time to plan that. They're like, who cares about a dang festival? Funyuns was just the appetizer, pal. Pepperoni and sausage Detroit pizza. Yes, please give. Will accept. Okay, one more shake of this and we'll get it dressed. Let's hold on to this spoon so we can stir it. Pepperoni rolls. Yes, please. A stinkin' rose garlic queen. Did they name the king and queen of garlic at the festivals? That'd be kind of cute, like the prom king and queen. That should be good for dressing. We can always add more later, but no sense of putting too much extra. The garlic festival did have a garlic queen. See? That's so dang cute. Ah. I'm throwing dressing everywhere. Okay, last thing we have to make is just some tzatziki to dip the pork. And then we will get into cooking the pork. Maybe we'll start cooking the pork first? I don't know yet how I'm feeling. I might do a bit of grated onion into the tzatziki actually, since we didn't marinate the pork with any onion. Sometimes I'll blend it into the marinade. Grab your box grater. Was it garlic sauce that was the base for the pizza you had? You got a cheeseburger pizza with garlic sauce? Yum. Japan has a garlic festival too. And so the queen would just go visit other garlic fests. How fun. I want that job. Whenever they need a new garlic queen, that's us. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this onion in its whole form. Just do a little bit of grating. I'm gonna try and go right into the bowl so it doesn't go all over the cutting board. And this is actually a white onion, not a yellow onion. I find white onion is a little bit more mild. I'm just gonna stop there because that's already good enough for me. But yeah, white onion, a little bit more mild than yellow. I did like seriously the smallest amount. What, a tablespoon worth of grated onion? Just gotta get into this cucumber. A rotating cheese grater? So you can critique it. Bonk, you have a rotating cheese grater? Are you saying like the Parmesan one? Because I'm pretty sure I have one of those still. From my grandma. Hello, DJ Beats. What's happening? I don't like when that happens to the cucumber. It's like the skin. I think that's good. Rinse that off so it doesn't get all stuck on. I hate washing it when it gets sticky. We kind of made a mess. It's okay though. It's okay. Is a food processor and a grater similar? It can be. It really depends on the food processor you have. But like mine can also be a grater. It comes with different attachments. I just don't have a large pulled grater for the food processor. It's a very fine one because it's meant more for cheese. Okay, I'm making my tzatziki with sour cream. Otherwise, you can use just plain Greek yogurt. Something nice and thick, though. You don't want your tzatziki to be watery. Like, look at how thick my sour cream is. Labneh? Yeah. Could maybe find that at Walmart. But most of the regular grocery stores here, at least, don't carry labneh. I guess, yeah, the grater isn't really a unitasker because there's 4 different sides to it. Okay, now is the moment where we can take out the parsley. Because we're going to chop up a bit of the parsley to put into this tzatziki. I'm also just peeking at these potatoes because I can hear sizzling. Okay, there's still liquid or at least oil in the bottom. You like to take the Greek yogurt, strain it overnight so it goes really thick. Let's do like that amount since I have so much parsley. Then I'm just gonna do some dill because we already got onion in there. But you could also use green onion if you wanted. And yeah, other people put mint. That's about it though for tzatziki. Choose whatever herbs you like. Yeah, labneh is like really thick as well, Kat. I think you would like it if you like the thick yogurt. So some of this will be used to garnish the lemon potatoes, and then the rest can go in the tzatziki. Pile this all together and we'll give it a chop. Go, go, go. And then after this, guys, we're heating up our grill pan finally. That's it. And then while we're waiting for that, I think we'll have a bite of scone. We're allowed to do dessert before dinner here. Who's gonna tell us otherwise? Scone. It's just fun to say, too. Scones are also what you eat with clotted cream, right? In the UK. Very delicious as well. Okay, get a little container to put this garnish. Have I ever made clotted cream? No, I haven't. I know people have asked me to, or at least posted the recipe, pretty sure in Discord, but I've never made it. I think you have to bake it overnight. Has anyone else in here tried making clotted cream? I've just always found it's easier to buy the little jar. Sometimes I'm lazy, I guess, like that. Time versus money, right? That's a big one for people. Okay, put that in the fridge for now. Don't let us forget about it, though, later. Put it by the Greek salad. And I'm gonna wipe off all this parsley. We need some salt and pepper in here still. And then I'll grab the dried dill. We're gonna get another thunderstorm here today. Okay, that was the 15 minutes again on the potatoes. Maybe it was you, Katniss, that asked me to make it before. Just having a peek here. Okay. I'm gonna turn the oven off now because I could see the garlic is getting dark around the edges on the bottom of the pan. And those are for sure fully cooked after 45 minutes. So let's just pop the oven off. I'm happy with how that looks. But we definitely don't want to burn the garlic because then it's gonna taste bitter. And all of our hard work will go out the window. So if that's the case, I'm turning on our cast iron pan to like medium heat while we're here. Doing a good amount of dried dill. If you had fresh dill, go for that, but I am not spending $3.50 on a small bunch of fresh dill right now. I said not happening. I'd rather spend that on meat. Let's just put it this way. I could have bought an entire plant of dill at the farmer's market, grow it myself for $5. So why would I spend $3.50 on something that's a one-time use? Yeah, no dill. That's what I said. Dill or no dill. And this will get better as it sits. Obviously keep that in mind. I said that yesterday too. Any sauces or condiments, dressings, a lot of things food-wise will taste better as it has time to marry those flavors together. But this consistency looks pretty good. And keep in mind when you put the grated cucumber, the grated onion in there, it waters it down a bit. Let's see how we did. Okay, that's gonna be good. We need more salt. And actually, we never put any acid in here. So I need a little bit of lemon. Or whatever acid you want, really. You could do a touch of vinegar. It needs lemon. From my beautiful massive plate of lemons with a couple strawberries that I'm helping ripen at the same time. You could buy 1 lemon for $1 or 14 lemons for $9. I chose the 14 lemons, and I'm pretty sure we've already used 3 in the last 2 days. So it's paying off. I don't know if we'll do the whole half lemon. Might just do a small squeeze out of it, because these are really big. Yeah, I currently did not have room in the fridge to even put all of those lemons. And I thought if I keep them on the counter, I'm probably more inclined to use them up when I see them every day. For sure, a batch of lemonade is coming up. I was thinking like strawberry basil lemonade. Maybe we'll even make that next week together. Maybe we'll even make it tomorrow on stream. I'm thinking the next like hot day though. Strawberry basil lemonade. Have I ever dehydrated lemons? I have. Yeah, Meyer lemon's actually really good. And I've done preserved lemons in salt, which those are quite interesting. That's a flavor that you have to get used to for sure. Okay, that's for sure good now. It's a little bit loose for my liking, but we'll have to put it just in a little dippy cup I'm thinking for the souvlaki. Alright, come over here. I think I'm gonna drop the souvlaki in the pan. Whoa. Is this still working? It's not. Why are you like this, camera? And even with me, like, seasoning the pan this morning, it's still rusty. Are we back now? Guys, what's happening with my camera? Why does this keep happening on the streams? I'm gonna go for the manual plugin, I guess. Preserved lemons, I will say, are really, really delicious. Like Moroccan food. I remember using them in a tagine. Chicken, preserved lemon, olives, potatoes. Oh my gosh, we're here. We're here, everyone. Okay, I've been heating this up for a couple minutes and it's quite warm. We marinated the pork with some olive oil on it, so I don't think that we have to add any oil to the pan. Otherwise, it's just gonna smoke a lot. Let's start laying down our skewers, and we wanna go across the grates. And then wherever you place it, you're not really gonna move it right away. We got 3 left from that. Chimkin! Hi, Suzanne! And that's exactly what you want to hear, right? The sizzle. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit now. And we'll see how these start cooking, whether we think we'll have to finish them in the oven or what. You wanna come a bit closer? There, that looks awesome. Just gonna put a couple things away while we're waiting for those to cook, and we're pretty much good, guys. Good job, team. Oh, as well as these are cooking, we'll do a small sprinkle of salt since we only did a little bit in the marinade. We don't want bland pork. I don't think it's gonna be bland with how good the marinade is, but salt really makes a difference with meat. Yeah, it's Souvlaki pork loin, although Souvlaki chicken is just as good, right? It really smells good. So we'll let the one side sear really good before we flip it. Usually you know when it's ready to flip when it's easy to pick up. It's not stuck to the grill anymore. Okay, I'm just gonna take one more quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. I'm back. How many times has the camera flashed? I just seen it flash as I came out of the bathroom. Let's grab a pair of tongs. This is cozy, Walter Melon. Let me see. Ooh, look at it. It's actually looking so good. What do we think, guys? I think we can flip them. I think we can flip them. Obviously C, right? Because I said if it's stuck, it's not ready. Just the middle one is, because that's the first one we put down. Be patient. Don't rush it. You licked that one too? You're licking my feta, you're licking my souvlaki. What am I gonna do with you? Let's get a little cup for our tzatziki. And getting our little plating set up ready while we're cooking. Hi, Walter. How's your weekend going? It's good to have you in our chat. I always love when we have other food and drink streamers around. I'm gonna be so ready to eat this. Serve Mish last. Feta rations. Feta rations will be had. Okay, let's check again. Always just give it a little wiggle. Okay, we can lift it. We'll flip Mish's one over that she licked. Look at how good that works. So I was saying earlier, like, yeah, you're not gonna get the grill flavor, but at least you get the grill color. It looks like you grilled it. Trick 'em. Grilled rat. Oh no. Poor Sam. That's what I always think of. Poor Sambo. Okay, what are we gonna put these on once they're cooked? Just a plate. Just a plate to rest. I'm saving my appetite for the scones. I don't want to ruin it by having a scone. If you add a little bit of liquid smoke in the pan, cover it with a lid so it's steamed. I wonder. Either that or just a small amount in the marinade. But I'm not a liquid smoke fan. It might make it taste more grilled. You really have to be careful with how much you use. Let's just say that. Now that we have an actual smoker, using the liquid smoke like feels weird sometimes, right? It's like, this feels wrong. Okay, I'm gonna flip these again. So we're on our second flip. We'll try and get every side seared. Especially the fatty bits. Put that back the other way. That. I'm just kind of looking at this middle piece of pork here. I can tell how everything else is cooking around it. But yeah, I think once we get all of the sides finished, it's gonna be perfect. Just light a fire in the pan. That is the quickest way. I mean, I do have all of the smoke detectors out now because the battery was going on this other one that would always go off, so I just took it out. So we're free to go. Light a wood chip, drop it in the pan to smolder. There's a lot of options. And yeah, right, Greek? A literal touch of liquid smoke goes a long way. Ew, Mish. A cigarette? And this is like not against anyone if they smoke in chat, but I cannot handle cigarette smoke. And like take this from someone who like smokes weed sometimes, right? That's just on a different level though. Okay, flip the other last side. So every side should have coloring. Like flipping this other one around because it looks like it's not getting seared really. Now I'm putting them together so they kind of steam to finish. But holy, that is looking so good. Yeah. What about a nug of weed? It won't taste good with the chicken? I think it might. You'd have to decarboxylate it and make it the fat proper though. Ooh, yeah, the recipe redeem. Brother, ooh. No, brother. Sam is actually has some like allergic things that happen with cigarette smoke. So he is very sensitive to it. Like he will get people in trouble at work if they smoke in his truck. So while he's been on the fuel truck, guys, no one else has been allowed to use his other water truck because the supervisors are scared. Okay, I'm gonna use my thermometer, take the temp of this like really big meat piece. Just by feeling it, I think we're good. Yeah, 158. And this is pork loin, so there's not a lot of connective tissue to break down compared to like a pork shoulder. Let's turn this off. Actually, sorry, I gotta leave it on because I have 3 more to cook. I'll let it go for like 20 seconds more, then we'll take it off and load up the last ones. So many people up in Camp Smoke, guys. Like, pretty sure most of the people just go up there and get paid to like smoke half the day away. It's nuts. Like, let's put it this way. One of the people that I worked with in the kitchen, our chef, once upon a time, before noon, I counted she went out for 10 smoke breaks one day. I died. And like they even sell cigarettes at the commissary now, so it's not even like people can run out. It didn't get too crazy with the garlic on the marinade. I thought it would burn a lot more, but the pan stayed a pretty nice even heat. That's everything. Look at all the garlic. I'll have to put that in the garbage after stream. Oh yeah, at least every 30 minutes, because it was like, okay, go for a smoke, make coffee. Do a little bit of stuff, okay, I'm gonna go for a smoke, I'm gonna make another coffee. It was wild. So after the first couple of days of her doing that, I was like, I am straight up like counting how many times you go out. Because that's nuts. At your work, you're not allowed to smoke. You cannot legally even go out. I wish we had those laws here, because so many people take advantage of that. Why does the connective tissue matter? It's going to make the pork chewier, right? So that's why it's smart if you're doing something grilled, use a loin or a tenderloin, something that is really nice and tender already, and you can cook quick, almost like a steak. Okay, we got that. I'm gonna shut down this other camera while we're finishing this up so that I can take a video of us plating this. It's gonna look so good. At El Bulli, they developed a cigar smoke ice cream. I do have that cookbook, just not here in the house. You guys like the ASMR sizzle sounds today? Just setting up my little vid back here on this side, and then I'll get those potatoes out. It is, yeah, the perfect rain ASMR is actually bacon frying. Okay, assuming that we need a spatula for the taters, just want to show you guys how they turned out. And I will be saving all of the olive oil to use for something else, but I just wanted to show that they didn't stick. Maybe around the edge it got more sticky with the garlic, but actually not even. I would say we could probably cut the olive oil in half amount what she used. That's interesting. Slow braised beef tendon. I just gotta flip this pork on this side. I don't like anything too chewy like that. Tendons, cartilage. I'm pretty picky. Okay, ready, my wonderful peoples? We'll start with the potatoes and then go from there. I used a slotted spatula so that we can drain out some of the olive oil. Take some around the edge too, where it got nice and browned. Okay, so it's slow cooked, so it's more like melt in your mouth texture when it's done. I would maybe try that then. I didn't eat scone yet. I said I didn't want to ruin my appetite. This, take out our other two things. So I actually got pretty hungry. So we are going to sprinkle some parsley just over the potatoes. It will be good to eat with the rest of the dish, so don't worry about sprinkling it all over. Next, we're gonna scoop the Greek salad, and then we'll pop the tzatziki, tzatziki and souvlaki on the side. Lame. No way, Jose. I don't know. Once I started cooking the pork, it just smelled too good. I couldn't ruin in my appetite. I would like this to be not as watery, but it could be worse for sure. Just make sure we leave a little bit of room in our dipper bowl to be able to dip the skewer. Turning these again. Now we're smoking quite a bit. I was gonna get rid of that pan, but I'm really happy that I didn't. Okay, last stuff. Look at how nummy those look. They've rested now as well. I'm gonna do 3 skewers. Pile them up. I'm gonna do this other one. Sweet. That looks awesome. That is like totally how they would serve it to you in Greece, pretty sure. Show my camera over here. Hello, everything. You like the tzatziki thinner like that? Sometimes it's really thick, right? And it's kind of weird to eat. Okay, we're all shut down. Let me just flip this pork one last time, and I'm turning off the heat now for it. It'll just finish on the residual heat on the burner. My mouth is seriously watering. BRB coming over, Blondie? Do it, dude. I'm ready. Okay, so usually how I like to eat skewers is you take your fork, put your pokey side of the skewer, and just slide all your meats off like this. That's how I find it's the easiest. And safest, right? You don't want to poke yourself in the mouth. Unless you do, I mean, up to you, really. We'll start with those 2. Lift it higher. Okay, now that it's taken apart, look at like everything's just glistening. Okay, we're starting with meat just by itself. This one has a little crispy, fatty piece. Mmm. Is that the best souvlaki I've ever had? Let me see. It's pretty small for me to try and cut to show you. It is so dang good though. The fatty and the meat. It is okay if it drops in as well. That creaminess with the garlic from the pork. That's insanely good. If you guys had a pita on the side, me oh my. If I was not on stream, I'd probably eat the skewers off the stick. Like, I would bite it and then pull it. I'm no stranger to that. I'm gonna take this pan off of the heat back here now. I think I could have done like a minute less on the pork just because it's loin, so it's not marbled throughout, so you don't want it to get too dry. We're dipping potatoes. Lemony Greek potato. Whoa. I need to eat that by itself first. So these were braised and roasted in like a chicken stock, lemon, olive oil, garlic, oregano broth. You guys want me to do a skewer bite for you and a dip? Like, that's how I would eat it. We dipped it. Mm-hmm. This is everything I needed and wanted. I used to actually eat at Opa. Do you guys have that in the States? It's like a chain Greek restaurant. I used to eat there so much when I was young. I should look up to see how much their souvlaki plates cost now. Boxar, good to see you. Yeah, tzatziki sauce puts it over the top. Because everything is good with it, right? And then you can go to the salad for like refreshing your palate. I will say the flavor, if we had Kalamata olives in this, would be perfect. The briny, salty flavor. You can make tzatziki salad. Just Greek salad dressed with tzatziki. I might try that this week. You had Coney Island. They were all Greek owned. Oh my goodness. There's not a ton of Greek places here. Another type of food I think we can say is not super popular in Canada. Just like Mexican food, sadly. Fewer skewers for you, more for Annie. No, they're all mine. Okay, I'm gonna have one more pork bite. Nick the Greek. I think I have heard of that chain, actually. Okay, that bite of pork was like really tender and juicy. Yum. Oh. There's a chain in Alabama called Tzatziki's. Okay, I do want to actually look this up really quick. Because it's fun to compare prices from what you make to what it would cost if you went out and had someone else make it for you. Let's see if I can find this menu. Michael, you already had pizza. You stay away from my souvlaki plate. Okay, souvlaki and salad, they just serve with pita and tzatziki. It doesn't say the price though, unfortunately. That's alright. I would assume it's like at least $20 or more. Yeah, you want to get stabbed with the skewer? You better be careful. Okay, we're coming back for a moment because we gotta see the scones. There's lots of Greek places in LA. That's what I have, like, seen about California. So much good Mexican food, so much good Greek food. Excuse me. That's a garlicky belch of approval for the chef. Thank you very much. Okay, so I said this one scone looks so perfect. But even this one actually looks so dang good. The way that it like popped and broke open. So that's the bottom. That's the little bit of egg wash that I said to be careful with. $27 for 2 skewers for a souvlaki plate here. I can get an entire pork shoulder for that price. I can get a whole pork loin for that. I have been to Yanni's though, and that is probably one of the best Greek places here. It's been a long time since I went to Yanni's, but I would often actually get moussaka from there. Look at that scone, guys. So much chocolate in there. Sometimes I worry that it's gonna be dry. It's not though. I think the chocolate definitely helps keep it more moist. The coconut flavor is so dang light. I will say that. So yeah, if you're not a huge coconut person, you don't really taste it in here. It's like just the lightest little toasted coconut flavor. Otherwise, you would never know. And that's also one thing, like this type of pastry, it really like sticks into your mouth, I find. The buttery layers. I would so cut this open though and have it with butter, like warm. That would be my jam. I also don't know if I've ever made scones that had eggs in them. So there's like some added protein in this. Yeah, it's like slightly coconutty, mostly just like tastes like a chocolate chip cookie. Chocolate chip cookie cake? That's the texture. Clotted cream. Yeah, we did. There's eggs. There's a little bit of sourdough starter. There's some cream. So that's why they look kind of crazy. But it definitely helped keep it more moist. Like you could totally toast this again and it won't be too dry. Cookie with Kate. Hello, welcome to Cooking with Kate. Please don't say that, Mish, even though you just did. Okay, let me wash my hands because they're kind of greasy and we will find someone to go raid. Shake my head. All good things from today. We got one more stream for the weekend. I don't know if you can blame the mod for that one. We can go raid the Trump and Biden debate. No, we won't. No, we won't. But that just showed up on my page when I opened Twitch. Thank you, Gearbox Man, very much. Thank you very much, Gearbox Man, gifting 2 subs to the channel as we finish up here. We got Heckin' Random, as well as a Pinecone Head. Welcome to the kitchen crew, my wonderful peoples, and thank you for the support. 2 more members. Okay, where are we going for real though, guys? For realsies. It always feels weird to like raid the people that are cooking in the food and drink that have like 200 and some viewers. We don't know them. I'm scared. It's too much. This person, a 90s dream lunchbox baking stream? What is this all about? Someone's doing a bagel stream. I think we'll actually go see her. Your Sweet Madness. Your Sweet Madness. She's making bagels. We need 3 more subbies to get to 10. I mean, we did get up to 15 on yesterday's sub goal, so we're kind of like ahead still. You're sweet. Also, I'm gonna turn this light down now because I am like blinded. Madness. She's making bagels. Okay, guys. We will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific. Cooking up more yummy stuff Tomorrow is the sandwich and salad day. One of my absolute favorite sandwiches, and it's really easy. Reuben sandwich. I'm gonna go get the pastrami and the Swiss cheese tomorrow from the Italian Center, nice fresh shaved. And we're gonna be making one of my favorite broccoli salads, which is very different than your typical broccoli salad. It's called broccoli spoon salad. You make a warm vinaigrette with spices and oil and vinegar. It is insanely good, and there's like dates in it. So if that all sounds good, definitely hope to see you tomorrow. Other than that, guys, thanks for being here with me today. Just taking time out of your day to spend it with me. Thank you for... Like, we already have 36% of the way through our next goal for the IRL riverboat stream. Amazing! That's so exciting. So thank you to everyone for contributing, and thanks for the resubs. Okay, I'm gonna hit this button. Let's go see how these bagels are going. Join our Discord if you need me outside of stream. Love y'all, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye!